first of all, I want to say I'm so grateful and honored to be with you. So thank you all for coming. I know many of you are working. It's a working weekday. So thank you for making the time, and I hope it will be helpful to you.
मैं आपका बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ कि आप लोग इतना समय निकाल के आए हो. कुछ लोग काम पे भी जाते हो, फिर भी आप आए हो.
So did you ever notice if you open Bhagavad Gita, see look, if you open Bhagavad Gita, the very exact middle, if it flops open to the middle, there are the 4 verses that are called the 4 nutshell verses of Bhagavad Gita.
आप भगवद गीता सेंटर में खोलोगे तो जो चतुश्लोकी है भगवद गीता का उस सेंटर में आता है.
So I'll just chant these 4 verses and then I'll say the English and you can translate to what language are you? Marathi?
Hindi.
Okay. How many of you speak Marathi? And everyone speaks Hindi. More people speak Hindi. Okay. So I'll just chant. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matak sarvam pravartate. Actually, maybe we should do responsibly, huh? Okay. I'll say one half of a line and then you repeat. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Matak sarvam pravartate. Matak sarvam pravartate. Iti matva bhajante mam. Iti matva bhajante mam. Buddha bhava samanvita. Buddha bhava samanvita. You have the words in Hindi there?
I will just.
Okay, so I'll say it in English and then you can read it in Hindi, okay?
Yeah, just try to.
I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds, Krishna speaking. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Then Krishna says, so Hindi?
Just trying to get it. You keep reading.
Yeah? Okay. So I'll read number 9. This is 10th chapter, verse 9. Mat chitta mat kata prana.
Mat chitta mat kata prana.
Bodhayanta parasparam.
Bodhayanta parasparam.
Katayantascha mam nityam.
Katayantascha mam nityam.
Tushyanti cha ramanti cha.
Tushyanti cha ramanti cha.
How many of you understand English? Raise your hand. Maybe a little more than half, no?
Yeah.
Okay. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. Then number 10. Kesham satadayuktanam.
Kesham satadayuktanam.
Bhajatam pritipurvakam.
Bhajatam pritipurvakam.
Dadami buddhiyogantam.
Dadami buddhiyogantam.
Yena mam upayanti te.
Yena mam upayanti te.
To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. And then 11. Kesham evanukampatam.
Kesham evanukampatam.
Aham ajnanajam tamah.
Aham ajnanajam tamah.
Nasayami atmabhavasto.
Nashayami atmabhavasto.
Jnanadipena bhasvata.
Jnanadipena bhasvata.
To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. You want to read the Hindi?
All the 4? Or you speak like, you want me to
Or
read?
just for those who don't understand, why don't you read
You
all
want me
4?
to read the translation?
Just the Hindi, yeah.
Okay, अनुवाद श्रील प्रभुपाद द्वारा ये 10वें अध्याय का 8वां श्लोक का है. मैं ही समस्त आध्यात्मिक और भौतिक जगत का मूल हूँ. सब कुछ मुझसे निकलता है. जो बुद्धिमान लोग हैं इससे भली भांति जानते हैं. वे मेरी भक्ति में लीन रहते हैं और पूरे हृदय से मेरी पूजा करते हैं. और अभी दूसरा श्लोक मेरे शुद्ध भक्तों के विचार मुझ में ही निवास करते हैं। उनका जीवन पूर्णतः मेरी सेवा में समर्पित रहता है और वे सदैव एक दूसरे को ज्ञान प्रदान करने तथा मेरे विषय में वार्तालाप करने से महान संतोष तथा आनंद प्राप्त करते हैं। और 10वां अध्याय का 10वां श्लोक। जो लोग निरंतर प्रेम पूर्वक मेरी सेवा में लगे रहते हैं, मैं उन्हें वह समझ देता हूँ जिसके द्वारा वे मेरे पास आ सकते हैं। उन पर विशेष दया करने के लिए मैं उनके हृदय में निवास करके ज्ञान के प्रकाशमान दीपक से अज्ञानजन्य अंधकार का नाश करता हूँ।
Is the room too cold for you or is it okay? Are you freezing to death?
बहुत ठंडा है कि ठीक है रूम इधर? ठीक है?
Okay. I'm going to read just one paragraph from Prabhupada's purport to verse number 10. He says, I'll read it line by line and you can translate. This is the last paragraph of the purport to number 10. A person may have a bona fide spiritual master and may be attached to a spiritual organization.
Which paragraph?
It's the last paragraph in the purport to text 10.
किसी व्यक्ति का कोई प्रामाणिक आध्यात्मिक गुरु हो सकता है और वह किसी आध्यात्मिक संगठन से जुड़ा हो सकता है।
But if he is still not intelligent enough to make progress, then Krishna from within gives him instructions so that he may ultimately come to him without difficulty.
लेकिन यदि वह अभी भी प्रगति करने के लिए पर्याप्त बुद्धिमान नहीं है, तो कृष्ण उसे भीतर से निर्देश देते हैं ताकि वह अंततः बिना किसी कठिनाई के उनके पास पहुंच सके।
The qualification is that a person always engage himself in Krishna consciousness with love and devotion and render all kinds of services.
योग्यता यह है कि व्यक्ति हमेशा कृष्ण भावनामृत में लगा रहे और प्रेम और भक्ति के साथ सभी प्रकार की सेवाएं प्रदान करे।
He should perform some sort of work for Krishna,
उसे कृष्ण के लिए किसी प्रकार का कार्य करना चाहिए
and that work should be with love.
और वह कार्य प्रेम पूर्वक होना चाहिए।
If a devotee is not intelligent enough to make progress on the path of self-realization, but is sincere and devoted to the activities of devotional service, the Lord gives him a chance to make progress and ultimately attain to him.
यदि कोई भक्त आत्म साक्षात्कार के मार्ग पर प्रगति करने के लिए पर्याप्त बुद्धिमान नहीं है, लेकिन भक्ति सेवा की गतिविधियों के प्रति ईमानदार और समर्पित है, तो भगवान उसे प्रगति करने और अंततः उन्हें प्राप्त करने का अवसर देते हैं।
So isn't this really our situation? We're given everything, but we're still not really intelligent enough to know how to make progress. Can you relate?
ये हमारे हालत हमारा ऐसा ही है, सब कुछ भगवान ने दिया है, बट हमारे पास बुद्धि नहीं है उसको यूज करने के लिए।
And Prabhupada is so encouraging here. He says that we should perform some sort of work for Krishna. Like he's not emphasizing that it should be this or this or this, right?
प्रभुपाद जी हमें बताते कि हमको सेवा करना चाहिए, ये नहीं बताते कि ये यही सेवा करना चाहिए, सिर्फ सेवा करो।
But he's saying that the work should be done, whatever it is, it should be done with love, sincerity, and devotion.
हाँ, तो वो जो सेवा है भक्ति पूर्वक प्रेम से करना चाहिए। Sincerity, I don't know Hindi.
Sincerity,
Yeah.
like saralata, simplicity.
Yeah. देखो प्रामाणिकता से।
What was that?
प्रामाणिक।
Pramanik, yeah, nice. Yeah, so these qualities is simplicity, humility, devotion. These are, they're compared to like, some of you are maybe doctors, They're compared to digestive enzymes for digesting transcendental knowledge.
ये जो नम्रता है और ये सब जिस तरह डाइजेस्टिव एंजाइम्स है दिस पचन करने के लिए आप लोग समझ गए हैं
So you may have a very good meal. Maybe your mother cooked it with so much love, very, very nutritious. But if you have very poor digestion, then you won't be able to digest such a nutritious meal, right?
अगर आपकी माँ बहुत अच्छे भोग बनाती है पर आपको अगर पचन करने का शक्ति नहीं है तो आप पानी पास ले नहीं सकते हैं.
So I think this is a fact that in Krishna consciousness we receive so much transcendental knowledge. We receive so much transcendental knowledge, right?
हाँ तो ये कृष्ण भावनामृत ऐसे ही है दिव्य ज्ञान इतना सारा है.
But we won't be able to digest it if we don't have humility, sincerity, and simplicity.
तो अगर ये समुद्र है दिव्य ज्ञान का लेकिन हमारे अंदर क्योंकि नम्रता नहीं है और प्रामाणिकता नहीं है इसके लिए हम पचन नहीं कर पा रहे.
So what happens to undigested food in the stomach?
तो ये जो पचन नहीं होता है वो जो खाना पेट में क्या होता है उसका.
What would Ayurveda say? It creates acid, reflux, yeah. So in the same way, if we receive transcendental knowledge from Srila Prabhupada, from our gurus, but we don't have the simplicity, sincerity, and humility to digest it, it just remains stuck in the head. And then we...
आप लोग समझ रहे हैं ना तो समय कम हो जाए. माता जी को ही बोल ले है ना. You speak माता जी. You're understanding.
You're all understanding?
सबको समझ में आ रहा है ना. थोड़ा हिंदी चाहिए. ठीक है. मेरे को सहन कर लेगा. तो माता जी वही बोल रही कि अगर हमारे अंदर नम्रता नहीं है और ये प्रामाणिकता नहीं है तो हम पचन नहीं कर पाते.
Yeah. So then what happens is we become very top heavy in our heads. All the knowledge is in the head. It doesn't sink down to the heart. And we become like
उसको बाहर लेके जाइए. बच्चे को बाहर लेके जाइए.
out of balance. We'll fall over because everything is in the head and then we just crash.
तो क्योंकि हमारे अंदर नम्रता नहीं है जितना भी ज्ञान है सब हमारे सर के ऊपर रहता है उसके वजह से हम बहुत गर्वित हो जाते हैं. हमारे हृदय में वो उतरता नहीं है.
There's a verse in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam that says, usually we use it to refer to the impersonalist philosophers, but I want to apply it to ourselves.
10वें स्कंद में मायावादियों के लिए एक सिद्धांत है बट मैं इसको अपनाती हूँ अंदर. माफ करना माता जी.
So the verse says, Yanyera vindaksha vimuktamaninas tvayasta balad avashuddha buddhaya forget the rest. I didn't actually get to prepare this class. You know this verse? Yanyera vindaksha vimuktamaninas tvayasta balad avashuddha buddhaya. Anyway, basically the verse is saying that some people think that they're liberated, but they're only liberated in their minds. Vimuktamaninas. And so I think that can apply to us in ISKCON also.
माता जी कह रहे हैं कि कुछ लोग सोचते हैं कि वो मुक्त हो चुके हैं लेकिन वो सिर्फ मन में है. और माता जी का नम्रता है कि वो बोल रहे कि ISKCON के भक्त लोग ऐसे हम लोग ऐसे माता जी वैसे नहीं है.
Basically, the rest of the verse says, because they've neglected to serve and love the lotus feet of Krishna, because they've neglected Krishna's lotus feet, they're liberated only in the head.
क्योंकि उन्होंने भगवान के चरणों का शरणागति नहीं लिया, उसके वजह से वो सिर्फ दिमाग इधर ही सब कुछ बैठा है।
Yeah, so again, back to these digestive enzymes that are so important. So sometimes we think, oh, in ISKCON women are discriminated against, we're like second-class citizens.
Can you just repeat?
Yeah, like sometimes we might think, oh, in ISKCON women are discriminated against, we're like second-class citizens.
कभी कभी हमको इस्कॉन में लगता है कि हम माता जी को कोई महत्व नहीं देता है।
But in some ways we're more fortunate because it's easier for women to go to the heart space and not remain in the head space.
एक्चुअली हम लोग बहुत भाग्यवान हैं, हम हृदय को इधर के अंदर उतर सकते हैं, वो हम इसलिए हम लोग भाग्यवान हैं।
I would say that we're not immune to the disease, but still it is easier for us to go to the heart space. Or the disease of staying in the mind.
Yeah. वही माता जी वापस दोहरा रहे हैं।
Yeah. So back to humility, simplicity, and sincerity.
वापस वो तीन को ही माता जी वापस बोल रहे हैं, नम्रता और ये प्रामाणिकता एंड सिंप्लिसिटी, सरलता।
Yeah, saralata. Yeah, they're like the digestive enzymes. Or you could say, do any of you are gardeners at all? Maybe you grow tulsi or you grow flowers at all? Maybe there's not much space.
आप में कोई गार्डनर हो जो तुलसी और फूलों का झाड़ रखते हो घर पे?
Yeah. So you can throw a seed in the hard ground and maybe even pour water on it. But if the seed doesn't receive any good nutrients, or if you don't like turn over the soil and put some nutrients in, it's very hard for the seed to grow.
तो अगर आप बराबर उसको पानी और बराबर मिट्टी सब सेवा नहीं करोगे तो वो बराबर उगता नहीं है।
So gardening is such a metaphor for the cultivation of bhakti, right? Metaphor for gardening.
Yeah, that's what yeah. तो वो ये कर रहे, कंपेयर कर रहे, जिस तरह वो उगेगा नहीं उसी तरह हमारा हालत है।
So we have to soften the heart with the fertilizers, or I was saying before, the digestive enzymes.
हमारे हृदय को हमको सॉफ्ट करना है।
Yeah, because the hard heart, the seed of bhakti will not thrive.
क्योंकि जो पत्थर का हृदय है वो पिघलेगा नहीं।
Yeah, so I'll tell you a story of Prabhupada with me, which is the reason I know all of you are here. Anyway,
तो मैं मेरे प्रभुपाद जी के साथ मेरा एक लीला बताती हूँ जिसके लिए आप सब लोग इधर आए हो सुनने के लिए।
Yeah, so this topic was supposed to be, what was the topic? It was about attentive hearing. So I think we're still maybe a little bit on topic.
Okay.
Because attentive hearing, if we don't soften the heart, then we are incapable of attentive hearing. If my heart is full of pride, I know everything. You know how sometimes you try to give someone a Bhagavad Gita. Oh no, I know Bhagavad Gita. I've been reading Bhagavad Gita my whole life. You don't have to tell me.
Yeah. तो अगर हमारा हृदय कठोर रहेगा तो हम कुछ भी समझ नहीं पाएंगे। हमारा बेसिकली गर्व के वजह से हम कुछ नहीं ले पाते। जैसे कि हम मैराथन में जाते हैं, जो लोग बोलते नहीं मुझे पता है, मेरे पास मुझे नहीं चाहिए।
So we're talking about trying to grow the seed of bhakti in soft, fertile soil, right? Like soft, nice, fertile soil. So pride, to be puffed up, Prabhupada uses puffed up. Pride is a type of soil in which gratitude cannot grow.
हाँ, तो ये जो गर्वता है वो उसमें कृतज्ञता पैदा नहीं हो सकता।
And gratitude is, you might think, well, that's just a material emotion. What does that have to do with spiritual life? But gratitude is actually the linking point between spirit and matter.
कृतज्ञता दिव्य और मैटर को लिंक करता है भक्ति में।
So actually our practice, I'll get to the story of Prabhupada, I didn't forget. But our practice of bhakti should really ideally be a practice of a gratitude sadhana. We should be practicing a gratitude sadhana.
हमारा भक्ति ऐसा होना चाहिए, हम कृतज्ञ रह के हमारा साधना करना चाहिए।
Like when we sit down to chant japa in the morning, we should be saying, thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada, thank you so much. Gopal Krishna Maharaj, or whoever your Guru Maharaj, you've given me this gift. Now am I just going to throw it away with inattention, or am I going to really pray and chant with gratitude?
सवेरे जब हम जपा करने के लिए बैठते हैं तो हमको धन्यवाद करना चाहिए श्रील प्रभुपाद जी को और हमारे गुरु महाराज, जिनके जिनके जो गुरु महाराज है, ऐसा हमको शुरुआत करना चाहिए कृतज्ञ रह के। या फिर नहीं तो हम अगर इनअटेंटिव रहेंगे, मतलब ध्यान नहीं देंगे और बाकी सब विचारों को लेके आएंगे तो तब हम कृतज्ञ नहीं रहेंगे।
So gratitude is like, you know how most temples, before you come in the temple, there's a lobby? So gratitude is like the lobby for entering the temple of bhakti.
एक जब आप मंदिर में आते हो, बाहर बालकनी जैसा रहता है, तो ये जो कृतज्ञता है ये भक्ति का मंदिर में अंदर प्रवेश करने के लिए एक बालकनी जैसा है।
And to enter that temple of bhakti, there's no back door. You have to go through gratitude.
और उस भक्ति के मंदिर में जाने के लिए पीछे का दरवाजा नहीं है, आपको कृतज्ञ रहना ही पड़ेगा।
Yeah, so we don't hear the word gratitude so much in Krishna consciousness, but if you think about it, it's all about gratitude.
तो हम इतना कृतज्ञता को महसूस नहीं करते हैं, बट पूरा ये जो कृष्ण भावनामृत है वो पूरा कृतज्ञता से भरा हुआ है।
Yeah, everything Prabhupada was doing was out of gratitude for his Guru Maharaj, and we have to continue that mood of gratitude.
प्रभुपाद जी का जो पूरा है कि वो उनके गुरु महाराज के लिए कृतज्ञ है, उसी भाव को लेके हमको भी हमारे गुरु महाराज और प्रभुपाद जी को कृतज्ञ रहना चाहिए।
And this is the only way we can really do Krishna consciousness in this mood of gratitude.
इस तरह ही हम कृष्ण भावनामृत में आगे जा सकते हैं जब हम कृतज्ञ रहेंगे हमारे गुरुजनों को।
I'll tell you my little story.
मैं अभी मेरी कहानी बताती हूँ।
Yeah, so I was living in the Boston Temple at one time, and Prabhupada came to visit, and he kept talking about, he kept saying, just try to become sincere. And it seemed like he was saying that over and over again, just try to become sincere. What's the Hindi word for sincere?
Sincere. प्रामाणिक। प्रभुपाद जी बॉस्टन में आए थे और वो सिर्फ ये बोलते, बहुत मतलब उनका बात से वही हो रहा था कि आप लोग प्रामाणिक हो जाए, जस्ट थोड़ा प्रामाणिक हो जाइए, वो बता रहे थे।
So प्रामाणिक is the word?
प्रामाणिक, no, sincere.
Sincere. It means to be.
प्रामाणिक, ईमानदार, कळलं ना तुम्हाला?
So what was the other word? Pramani?
प्रामाणिक, and she said ईमानदार is Hindi, no?
So it means to be authentic. It means to not be a cheater, you know? So anyway, he was saying, just try to become sincere, just try to become sincere. And so finally I said, but Prabhupada, how do we become sincere?
तो प्रभुपाद जी वापस बोल रहे थे कि आप प्रामाणिक बनो, ईमानदार बनो। तो मैंने उनको पूछा कैसे बने?
And I think I was maybe about 17 years old at the time.
तभी मैं 17 साल की थी।
And he looked at me really intensely and he said, I was so surprised, he said, how do you become a thief?
तो वो मेरे को गौर के देख रहे थे और बोला कि आप चोर कैसे बनते हो?
So I was so shocked. And I said, Well, you would associate with thieves and you would learn to eat what they eat and talk like they talk and learn from the experts and practice.
जब हाँ तो मैंने कहा कि चोरों के साथ संगत लेना और चोरों के साथ संगत लेना और फिर उनके साथ वो जो खाते वही खाना और वो उनका जो विचार है वही करना तो मैंने वैसे बताया.
So he was saying yes, so you must practice. So such a beautiful instruction, you know.
कितना दिव्य संदेश दिया प्रभुपाद जी ने कि आपको ये संगत सी मेन है जिस इसके भक्ति के लिए.
And sometimes he would say that in the material world, if you want to become a high court judge, you have to first go to law school, then become a lawyer, get all the qualifications, and finally, maybe you can become a high court judge.
तो आपको अगर वकील बनना है तो हाई कोर्ट में जाना पड़ता है, फिर वो जो पढ़ाई है वो सब करेंगे तो फिर आप हाई कोर्ट के जज बन सकते हो.
But he said in Krishna consciousness, first we're sitting on the judge's bench. then the qualifications have to come.
पर कृष्ण भावनामृत में हम जज के सीट में बैठते हैं, फिर धीरे धीरे सब गुण हमारे अंदर आते हैं.
But we have to do that in an authentic way, not as a hypocrite, not just remaining liberated only in the mind. Be authentic, sincere.
हमको सुधारना पड़ेगा. सिर्फ दिमाग में सब कुछ नहीं रखना है, हमको प्रामाणिक और ईमानदार बनना है.
So I was thinking of what stories talk about this idea of hearing, sincere hearing. I was remembering one story. So this took place in Delhi, maybe around 1972, and the temple was in an area called Chanakyapuri. It's a diplomatic enclave where all the embassies and diplomats live in Delhi.
तो ये जो अटेंटिव हियरिंग है, मतलब ध्यान पूर्वक जो श्रवण करना चाहिए, जो आज का जो टॉपिक है उसके बारे में मैं जब सोच रही थी तो मुझे एक ये याद आया कि दिल्ली में एक मंदिर है जहाँ पे ये जो VIPs है और वो सब उधर आते हैं.
So there was a house that was being used as a temple. This is before the Radha Parthasarati temple, some years before.
Okay, तो उधर एक घर था जहाँ पे ये राधा पार्थसारथी मंदिर बनने के पहले उस घर में सब ये प्रोग्राम सब होते थे.
So it was a house with several floors, and Prabhupada had a room on the roof, and we were all in Prabhupada's room on the roof.
उस बिल्डिंग में बहुत सारे रूम्स थे और ऊपर एक छत जैसा था जहाँ पे प्रभुपाद जी और हम सब प्रभुपाद जी से मिलते थे.
And so Prabhupada was not, this is, I'll tell the long version. So Prabhupada was not very happy because the temple president had gotten a location for a pandal where there were not many people. So previously there had been thousands of people coming to this Mumbai and Delhi, Calcutta pandals. But the temple president got a location that was not very populated.
प्रभुपाद जी थोड़ा प्रसन्न नहीं थे क्योंकि मुंबई में और बाकी जगहों में जब पंडाल होता था तो 1000 संख्या में लोग आते थे. ये जो दिल्ली के जो प्रेसिडेंट अध्यक्ष है जो उन्होंने जगह पंडाल के लिए लिया था वहाँ पे इतने लोग नहीं आ रहे थे.
So he was talking about how people will have to cross the 7 oceans and 7 seas to find our pandal. He was like being facetious.
प्रभुपाद जी बोले थे कि हमारा जो पंडाल ढूंढने के लिए 7 समुद्र पार करना पड़ेगा.
And then that seemed to remind him of Lord Chaitanya's first Sikshastakam prayer, Chaitadarpana Majanam, Bhava Mahadevagam, Bhavatam, the ocean of material existence. So then he was quoting from Sikshastaka, and then he started quoting from the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's see, 6th verse of the Sikshastaka, and he was saying, Nayanam Galadam Shridharaya, And he was just like acting like he didn't remember the verses. Nayanam Galada Shudana. And he was waiting for someone he was waiting for one of the disciples to see if anyone could offer the next words. And nobody was saying anything. And I'm this little girl, I was sitting in the back corner. Again, I think I was 17 years old. And so there's all these big sannyasis, gurus, well, they weren't gurus yet, but sannyasis and leaders and, Anyway, so nobody was saying anything. So from my little back corner, I said, and Prabhupada goes, yes! What is that verse? And so then I said the whole verse. And then he's like, because he loved to bring down the pride of anyone, actually. Disciples, guests. If someone was acting very prideful, he would love so much to bring down the pride. So then he's looking at these leaders in the front, right in front of his desk, and he's saying, you see this little girl?
And he wrote.
It was really funny. You see this little girl? She knows. You do not know. And then it was really funny. So yeah. So then he tried it again with another verse, and the conversation went on a little bit, and then he was saying, "You guys, you come, you say, what is that verse?" And, these are guys that knew so many verses, right? And somehow they didn't know that verse. So from my little corner, you come. Yeah. So he did it again. You see this little girl? She knows you don't know. But then I fell into the trap, and I became puffed up. And so then he started talking about the Ugra Karma civilization and how, the hellish modern civilization with factories. And he's saying, just like please mute your phone. He's saying, just like they have these gigantic crucibles. And I was sitting in my little corner, and I went, And he heard me, goes, oh, you know what is crucible? And I didn't. But I should have just said, no, Srila Prabhupada, I don't know what a crucible is. You know what a crucible, anybody know what a crucible is? So then, here, I'll tell you the story. So I said, well, isn't it one of those little rooms where the monks meditate? I was thinking of a cubicle, right? And so Prabhupada just tossed his head. That was his gesture of disgust when someone was useless. So, does anyone know what is crucible? And so then Ramananda Swami was sitting in the front. He said, yes, Srila Prabhupada, a crucible is one of these gigantic forms in which they melt molten steel for building skyscraper buildings. And Prabhupada looks right at me and he goes, yes, that is crucible. So that's kind of a funny story of falling into the trap of pride and, trying to hear nicely. But another thing Prabhupada would do that would be so funny is, I think it's a Bengali saying, it's talking about Hanuman. Any of you from Bengal? No. I think it's a Bengali saying, but so he would say it in English. He would say, big monkey, talking about Hanuman, right? Big monkey, big belly. But then if he tries to jump to Ceylon, so the old word for Sri Lanka was Ceylon, right? So if he tries to jump to Ceylon, he will be melancholy. He will be a failure. So he would sometimes say, if you listen to Prabhupada's lectures, you can hear him saying under his breath, when one of his leaders becomes proud, he'll say, big monkey, big belly. So it goes like this, big monkey, big belly, Ceylon jumping. If he tries to jump to Sri Lanka, like Hanuman, he'll be melancholy, he won't make it. So Prabhupada was always, trying to bring down the false pride. All pride is false because everything belongs to Krishna. If we have any ability, it's coming from Krishna. I'll tell you another story. One story leads to another.
संक्षिप्त में बताती हूँ बेसिकली जैसे माता जी बोले थे कि प्रभुपाद जी को किसी का भी गर्व उतारना बहुत अच्छा लगता था क्योंकि उनके भक्ति के लिए। तो अभी माता जी 17 साल के थे जब, और पूरा रूम में बहुत सारे सन्यासीस और बहुत सारे वरिष्ठ इस्कॉन के जो गुरु थे, तो उनके सामने प्रभुपाद जी एक्टिंग कर रहे थे कि चेतो दर्पण मार्जनम पहले बताया, फिर उसके बाद दूसरा एक श्लोका शिष्टाश्रम से बोला देखने के लिए कि कौन उनको उनके पीछे दोहराता है। सब लोग चुप थे, तो माता जी एकदम पीछे बैठी थी, वहां से माता जी ने बोल दिया। तो फिर प्रभुपाद जी बोले देखो ये छोटी लड़की को आता है, आप सबको नहीं आता है। और फिर ऐसे वापस दूसरा श्लोका भी किया, तो माता जी ने बोला
Oh wow, I gave you so much to translate. I'm sorry.
माता जी, actually you are speaking so sweetly, I am afraid to speak in between. It looks like a Karela in between. So actually तो फिर प्रभुपाद जी ने उनको इनका गुणगान किया, लेकिन माता जी नम्र है, बोल रहे थे कि सब लोग गर्भवता के इससे बच गए, मैं लेकिन उसमें आ गई करके। तो वो बताया, अभी आगे माता जो आप बता रहे। इस माता जी।
So one story leads to another, so I'll tell you another story. So Prabhupada came to Philadelphia, to the temple in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And there was a big scholar who was a professor at the local university. He was teaching Hinduism. He was from India, and he was teaching Hinduism. So he came to see Prabhupada.
एक प्रोफेसर आए थे फिलाडेल्फिया में, वो हिंदू तत्व के बारे में सिखा रहे थे।
So he came, and Prabhupada had a Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, who was a scientist. He was sitting there just with Prabhupada. And this Hinduism professor came, and he was introduced that this gentleman is a professor of Hinduism. And Prabhupada said, "Oh, you are teaching Hinduism. What is Hinduism?"
तो उधर के जो सन्यासी थे भक्ति स्वरूप दामोदर महाराज, तो उन्होंने इनका वर्णन किया कि ये हिंदुइज्म सिखाते हैं। तो प्रभुपाद जी ने बोला हिंदुइज्म क्या है?
So this professor was very modern, like postmodern thinker, and he had to be very cool and hip and postmodern. And he's saying, "Actually, I don't know what is Hinduism. Actually, no one knows what is Hinduism." Something like that.
तो वो एज यूजुअल बात कर रहे थे, कहा हिंदुइज्म मुझे भी मालूम नहीं है, एक्चुअली किसी को मालूम नहीं है, इसका बोल रहे थे।
And Prabhupada turned to Bhakti Swarup Damodar, his disciple, and he said, "He is teaching Hinduism, but he says he does not know what is Hinduism. What does this mean?"
उनको हिंदुइज्म क्या है मालूम नहीं है, लेकिन वो हिंदुइज्म सिखा रहे, इसका मतलब क्या है?
So Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, who is a scientist, he said, "Prabhupada, it means he's a cheater."
तो प्रभुपाद जी ने पूछा, तो फिर भक्ति स्वरूप दामोदर महाराज ने बोला कि वो धोखेबाज है।
So Prabhupada said, "Yes, he is a cheater."
प्रभुपाद जी ने बोला यस, वो एक धोखेबाज है।
So then what happened is that, this big professor was insulted by Prabhupada, and so there was a big uproar in the Indian community that, "Oh, Prabhupada has insulted this important professor," and everyone's gossiping against Prabhupada.
तो पूरे जो हिंदू कम्युनिटी में ये हो गया कि ये बड़े प्रोफेसर का प्रभुपाद जी ने ये अपमान कर दिया, तो सब लोग प्रभुपाद जी के अगेंस्ट बोल रहे थे।
So it was like a scandal in the community. They were criticizing Prabhupada.
सब लोग प्रभुपाद जी का ये निंदा कर रहे थे।
But then some years later, this man came back to see Prabhupada.
और कुछ सालों के बाद ये वापस प्रभुपाद जी को मिलने को आए।
And he told Prabhupada, he said, "Actually, Prabhupada, you were right. I was a cheater."
प्रभुपाद जी को बोले कि आप सही बोल रहे हो, मैं धोखेबाज था।
And he had actually come from a Vaishnava family, but he had rejected it. And so he came to Prabhupada and he said, "Prabhupada, you were right. I was a cheater and you saved me."
तो वो एक वैष्णव परिवार के थे, वो प्रभुपाद जी के पास आए और माफी मांगा कि हाँ मैं उनके पास हूँ।
So beautiful.
मुझे धन्यवाद करने लगे कि आपने मेरा ये दिखाया।
So Prabhupada had a beautiful way of receiving a question or an intention, not so much the question itself, but the mood in which it was being asked, or he was so intuitive about someone's mentality.
प्रभुपाद जी बहुत ध्यान पूर्वक सबका जो चेतना है उसको ध्यान पूर्वक उनको आदान प्रदान करते थे ताकि उनको भक्ति में आगे बढ़ने के वही उनका मूड था, भाव था।
So I'm just following the thread of these stories as they connect one to another. So here's another nice story from when Prabhupada was visiting Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
और एक कहानी बता रही, ये सब कनेक्ट होते हैं धागे के जैसा, एक कहानियां कनेक्ट होते। फिलाडेल्फिया में प्रभुपाद जी आए थे।
So they had rented what they call a half of a duplex. A duplex is a house that has two sides, like it's like a duplicate. This side and this side are both the same, and they both have their separate doors. It's called a duplex.
अच्छा, डुप्लेक्स एक अपार्टमेंट है, दोनों साइड में ये रहता दरवाजा जैसा रहता।
So Prabhupada was staying in one side, and all the disciples were waiting outside for Prabhupada to come up to take his walk. And there was this little old lady sitting on the front porch of her side of the duplex, sitting in a chair, a rocking chair or something.
प्रभुपाद जी बाहर आ रहे थे, उधर एक औरत उधर एक उसका जो रॉकिंग चेयर में बैठी थी।
So everyone's waiting for Prabhupada to come out and take his walk, and they're standing out on the sidewalk, and Prabhupada came out, and he turned right around and went up to speak to the little old lady, the grandma.
हाँ, तो प्रभुपाद जी जब उनका वॉकिंग में जा रहे थे, उस औरत से बात करने को गए।
And so the devotees were so surprised what he was saying, because he's talking to her in what they call old people's talk.
So this reminds me, Krishna used to talk with the birds, their languages. So प्रभुपाद जी उनका भाषा में बात कर रहे थे, वो वरिष्ठ जो औरत थी उसके भाषा में बात कर रहे थे।
Yeah, so he's talking to this old lady saying, "Do you have any grandchildren? Do you still have all your teeth?"
उनसे बात कर रहे थे कि आपके पोता पोती कैसे हैं, आपके दांत हैं क्या सब।
Sure, I still have all my teeth.
तो उन्होंने बताया मेरे सब दांत हैं मेरे पास।
And he's talking to her like that, and the devotees were so shocked, like, they're thinking, why isn't he telling her to chant Hare Krishna? You know, they're so fanatical and so in the box thinkers, you know, but Prabhupada's being so loving and gracious to her.
सब लोगों को लग रहा था प्रभुपाद जी ये सब क्या बात कर रहे हो, उनको महामंत्र बोलने को क्यों नहीं बोल रहे, लेकिन वो सब लोग उनका जो विचार था वो कम विचार था, प्रभुपाद जी का बहुत बड़ा विचार था, वो सबसे आदान प्रदान अच्छी तरीके से करते थे।
Yeah, so sweet, you know. And when I travel, a lot of times devotees say that they only heard stories of Prabhupada smashing people. They just have this conception of Prabhupada like some kind of a cruel, you know, person, and very heavy, and he was very tender and very kind and compassionate. And his purports are very strong, that he's speaking to all people for all times in his purports.
सब लोगों को लगता है कि प्रभुपाद जी सिर्फ वो मायावादियों का खंडन करते हैं, ऐसे ही सब उनके बारे में सबके साथ खंडन करने का ही सुना है, क्योंकि उनके जो तात्पर्य है सब भागवत भगवद गीता में वो भी खंडन करता है, पर ऐसा नहीं है, वो बहुत ही कोमल है, प्रभुपाद जी बहुत कोमल है।
Like in New York, that first, you've all heard of the first little storefront temple that was in the worst neighborhood of New York. And Prabhupada used to help the landlord, this man, this Polish man, Prabhupada would help him take out the trash out to the sidewalk for the truck to come.
एक जगह में प्रभुपाद जी एक पॉलिश मैन का उनका घर का कचरा निकाल के सेवा करते थे उस आदमी का।
And all the boys who were coming to the temple hanging around, it didn't occur to them that maybe they should do some service. That
बहुत सारे लड़के आते थे लेकिन उनका दिमाग में ये नहीं आया कि मैं ये सेवा करना चाहिए। वो देख रहे थे प्रभुपाद जी कचरा निकाल रहे, फिर भी वो कुछ नहीं कर रहे थे।
So here's Prabhupada, such a great scholar. He's just come from Vrindavan, where he's a very highly respected scholar and saint in Vrindavan. And here he's taking the trash out to the street, helping this landlord.
प्रभुपाद जी इतने वरिष्ठ भक्त हैं और इतने स्कॉलरली है और वृंदावन से आए हैं और ये कचरा का सेवा कर रहे हैं।
Yeah, so
कचरा निकालने का।
yeah, so it's amazing. So before Prabhupada came to New York, he was in a little sadhu sangha with other holy men in Vrindavan, and some of them were very sectarian thinkers, and they were very much against the idea of him going across the ocean.
जब प्रभुपाद जी वृंदावन के जो भक्तों से संगत करते थे, वो बहुत लोगों को लगता था कि प्रभुपाद जी समुद्र पार नहीं करना चाहिए।
Because that's an old Vedic rule that a sannyasi should not cross the ocean. Because why? Because mostly they'll just fall into Maya if they go across the ocean. They'll get into some nonsense. But someone on Prabhupada's level, he crosses the ocean and has another result, right?
कि समुद्र को क्यों पार नहीं करना चाहिए, क्योंकि समुद्र को पार करके जाएंगे तो वो माया में गिर जाएंगे। इसके लिए उन दिनों में एक शास्त्र था कि कोई भी सन्यासी कोई भी समुद्र पार नहीं कर सकते थे, लेकिन प्रभुपाद जी इतने वरिष्ठ है कि वो समुद्र पार करके जाके भी उनको कुछ अफेक्ट नहीं होता है।
So he didn't want to come empty-handed. He wanted to wait until he had those first 3 volumes of the first canto to take with him, so he would not come empty-handed.
वो खाली हाथ गए नहीं, वो श्रीमद् भागवतम का पहले स्कंद को लेके गए।
And it's a miracle how he even managed to get those 3 volumes printed. In a time when paper was restricted and he had no money, he was starving. Once he just fainted on the streets of Delhi because he heat stroke. And it's such a miracle. We don't even think about that. How did he even do that?
ये हमारे समझ के बाहर है कि जब प्रिंटिंग करना अलाउड नहीं था, पेपर नहीं था, पैसे नहीं थे, फिर भी प्रभुपाद जी ने कैसे ग्रंथों का छपवाया। और यही नहीं, वो दिल्ली का जो सूरज में उनका हमने सुना है ना, बैक टू कॉलेज जब दे रहे थे तो उन चक्कर आके गिर गए थे।
Yeah, so in this story I'm telling, so he's sitting in this circle with these holy men from Vrindavan, and he's holding the 3 books. He had just gotten them back from the printer, and he said, "So these books are going to New York. So I need each one of you to bless them." So he handed the 3 volumes around in the circle. And remember, some of them were very much against him going. So each one of them, touched the books. And next one, and the books go around, and they all bless the books.
प्रभुपाद की जय। एक्चुअली प्रभुपाद जी वो जो ग्रंथों का प्रिंटिंग होने के बाद वो जो वृंदावन के जो सन्यासी थे, जो जिनको इच्छा नहीं था कि प्रभुपाद जी समुद्र को पार करें, लेकिन उनसे ही प्रभुपाद जी ने आशीर्वाद ले लिया। वो बोला कि ये 3 भागवतम सेट्स, ये 3 भागवतम अमेरिका जाएगा और कृपया आप सब लोग आशीर्वाद दीजिए। तो सब लोग जितने भी लोग प्रभुपाद जी के अगेंस्ट थे, वो सब लोगों ने आशीर्वाद दिया।
So then the books come back to him in the circle, and then he tells them that, and someone will need to carry them. So please bless me also.
उन्होंने बोला कि ये भागवतम पूरा सबसे आशीर्वाद मिलके आने के बाद ये बोले कि इनको प्रॉपर ये भागवतम को लेके जाने के लिए कोई आदमी चाहिए, इसके लिए मैं जा रहा हूँ।
So sometimes you hear devotees say that only what's in Prabhupada's books is important, and not these little stories, not these personal interactions, not these conversations. But we have to understand that in order to understand and approach the book Bhagavad, we have to understand through the person Bhagavad. Both are non-different.
कोई बोलता है क्या प्रभुपाद जी के बारे में सब बात कर रहे हो, भागवतम भगवद गीता पढ़ो बस हो गया। बट एक्चुअली अगर हमको भगवद गीता भागवतम पढ़ना है तो भक्त भागवत को समझेंगे तो ही हम असली भागवतम को समझेंगे।
Yeah, so sometimes I think when people say that, I think, well, Prabhupada could have put those trunks of books on the Jaladuta boat and sent them to America. He could have saved himself a lot of time, a lot of trouble, a lot of homelessness, grief, starvation, if he had just sent them in the boat and stayed in Vrindavan.
मैं कभी कभी सोचती हूँ प्रभुपाद जी सिर्फ वो भागवतम को ऐसे जलदुता में ऐसे ही भेज सकते थे, प्रभुपाद जी को जाने का जरूरत नहीं है, कितना तकलीफ उन्होंने उठाया, तो उसका जरूरत नहीं था.
But no one could have understood those books. There was no audience for those books, you know.
पर कोई नहीं समझता था वो किताब में क्या है.
Like if someone wants to write a book and they go to a publisher, the publisher will say, well, who is the intended audience?
कोई किताब पब्लिशर के पास जाता है तो पहले पब्लिशर वही पूछता है कि कौन पढ़ने वाला है.
There was no audience for those books, so Prabhupada had to create an audience.
प्रभुपाद की जय. तो प्रभुपाद जी एक तो वो ग्रंथों को समझाना पड़ेगा और समझने के लिए जो लोग उनको भी उनको ही तैयार करना पड़ेगा.
Yeah, actually, if you want to put in your phone, there's a very beautiful 17-minute video you can find on YouTube. It's ISKCON at 50, Harvard Conference. I really highly recommend it. You can watch it. Maybe you can help everyone find it. So, yeah, so why did I mention that? Okay, so, yeah, so one of the scholars, so this is a conference when ISKCON was 50. The 50th anniversary of ISKCON, there was a conference at Harvard University in the US.
तो हार्वर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी में एक कॉन्फ्रेंस था, उसका एक वीडियो है 17 मिनट का, तो वो बाद में हम शेयर करेंगे.
So it was a meeting of scholars who had studied ISKCON and young scholars who had come up through ISKCON, devotee scholars. And this one man, Tom Hopkins, he said that, so he did his PhD on Srimad Bhagavatam, and he knew there was only one copy of Srimad Bhagavatam in the whole North America before Prabhupada came. And yeah,
थॉमस हॉपकिंस ने पीएचडी किया भागवतम के ऊपर, एक ही कॉपी था प्रभुपाद जी आने के पहले वहाँ पे.
so he went to this little storefront, 26 Second Avenue in New York, and he saw there was a copy of Srimad Bhagavatam. He had heard that there was some Indian Swami that was teaching there, and he saw a copy of Srimad Bhagavatam there, and he asked one of the boys who was hanging around, you know, he said, what's that? And this boy said, I don't know, I think it's something like Bhagavad Gita.
तो ये जो थॉमस हॉपकिंस है वो प्रभुपाद जी को मिलने को स्टोर फ्रंट में गए थे न्यूयॉर्क में. वहाँ पे पहली बार उधर उन्होंने भागवतम को देखा, तो फिर उधर का जो लड़का इधर उधर भाग रहा था तो उनको पूछा ये क्या है, तो बोला मुझे लग रहा है शायद ये भगवद गीता है.
So he was making the point that Prabhupada was starting at what he called ground zero, that nobody knew anything.
तो प्रभुपाद जी वहाँ पे गए थे जिनको कुछ भी नहीं आता था, जीरो में थे.
And then he said something that was so astounding, the scholar. He said he's a historian of religion, and he said something that we could never say. He said there's no comparison to anyone in history to Prabhupada and what he did.
So उन्होंने ये बोला कि जो प्रभुपाद जी ने किया है ऐसे इतिहास में नहीं है जिन्होंने ये किया है.
He said the closest comparisons would be Jesus Christ or Muhammad.
सबसे जो करीब ऐसा एग्जाम्पल है वो है जीसस और मोहम्मद.
He said that Jesus Christ, he was preaching to his own people in his own language, people of his own age.
तो बोले थे कि जीसस उनके उम्र के लोगों को प्रचार कर रहे थे.
And he said, and Muhammad, his preaching was completely financed by his wife, by his family.
मोहम्मद जो प्रचार कर रहे थे उनकी पत्नी ने उसके लिए जितना भी खर्चा है वो पत्नी के तरफ से था.
But Prabhupada was speaking to people in a foreign land, in a foreign language, one quarter his age, who had no idea what he was talking about.
लेकिन प्रभुपाद जी ऐसे लोगों से बात कर रहे थे जिनको कुछ भी मालूम नहीं, और उनका भाषा भी अलग था और उनका उम्र भी इतना था कि वो लोग प्रभुपाद जी को रिस्पेक्ट भी नहीं देते थे।
So really, he said there's no comparison to in the history of the world.
तो इतिहास में ऐसा कोई किसी ने किया ही नहीं।
Because other swamis were coming to the West, but Prabhupada was bringing the whole culture of bhakti.
बहुत से स्वामी गए आशा देश के लिए, लेकिन शिला प्रभुपाद पूरे भक्ति को लेके अमेरिका गए।
I want to be sure to leave some time. Maybe you have some questions also. But have you heard the story of Prabhupada before he left the Radha Damodar temple? He was sweeping the courtyard of the Radha Damodar temple. You know that story? At night?
You can tell that.
Yeah, I'll tell it.
Yeah.
प्रभुपाद जी राधा दामोदर मंदिर में झाड़ू कर रहे थे। वो कहानी आपको मालूम है? माता जी अभी बताएंगे, क्योंकि माता जी को आप लोगों के लिए प्रश्न का समय भी रखना है।
So there was some sadhu, his name was Sri Dayananda Das Babaji, and he was living in a mandir next door. And when he would be trying to fall asleep at night, he would be hearing someone calling out, and he didn't know where that sound was coming from.
हृदयानंद दास बाबा जी थे, तो रात में जब सो रहे थे तो एक आवाज आ रहा था, कहाँ से ये आवाज आ रहा था उनको मालूम नहीं था।
So one night it was the full moon, and he decided to climb up on the roof and to look down and to see if he could see who was making that sound.
तो एक दिन पूर्णिमा के दिन वो ऊपर चढ़ के देख रहे थे कि ये आवाज कहाँ से आ रही है।
So he looked down and in the courtyard, and he saw this most respected, esteemed scholar Bhaktivedanta Swami was sweeping, and while he was sweeping, he wasn't sweeping to make a show during the daytime. He was sweeping in the dead of night, and he was calling out, praying. He was saying, "Hey Rup, hey Sanatan, hey Gurudev, please, Kripa Kari, give me your mercy. How can I do this mission, this impossible mission, without your mercy?"
तो वो ये देख रहे थे ये आवाज कहाँ से आ रही, तो देखा तो ये जो भक्ति वेदांता स्वामी जो बहुत ही स्कॉलरली है, हम लोग भक्ति करते ताकि सबको दिखाई दे कि मैं ये कर रही हूँ वो कर रही हूँ, और प्रभुपाद जी रात के समय जब कोई नहीं देख रहा था तो तभी झाड़ू मार रहे थे और हे रूप हे सनातन सबसे प्रार्थना कर रहे थे हृदय से, अपने लिए नहीं, हमारे लिए।
And then of course maybe you know the story that one night they all appeared to him in his dream, telling him, "You will be successful. You go. Your mission will be successful."
तो एक दिन रात में सपने में सब गोस्वामी सब लोग उनके सपने में आए, बोले आप जाइए, आप सक्सेसफुल रहेंगे, आप कामयाब हो जाएंगे।
But he was so prepared to fail also, When somebody asked him, "Well, Prabhupada, your Guru Maharaj sent his disciples to London. Why did you go to New York?" And he said, "Because I thought if I was going to fail, I should fail in a different place."
तो किसी ने पूछा कि आपके गुरु महाराज लंदन गए थे, आप क्यों अमेरिका जा रहे हो? तो उन्होंने बोला लंदन में वो लोग फेल हो गए, तो मैं बोला अगर मैं फेल भी होता हूँ तो मैं नए जगह में फेल हूँ। मतलब वो फेल होने के लिए भी रेडी थे। हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि हमको चाहिए तभी हम वो अपनाना चाहते हैं।
And if you read his beautiful prayers when he was in Boston Harbor before even setting foot on American soil, it's very interesting because he wasn't praying to Krishna to make him a success. He was saying, "You can make me a success or you can make me a failure as you like. But, I'm just here trying to serve you and make me dance as you like."
नाचाओ नाचाओ प्रभु नाचाओ से सो प्रभुपाद जी ये तैयार थे कि भगवान आप मुझे हार भी देंगे कोई बात नहीं, जीत भी देंगे तो कोई बात नहीं, इतना उनका शरणागति का लेवल था।
So I think it's a great example for us also. Sometimes we may have, maybe you're a student, maybe you have an exam, or maybe you have some great endeavor and you're praying for success. But Prabhupada wasn't praying like that. He was to make me a success or failure as you like. Not yours.
आप लोग विद्यार्थी हो, आपका परीक्षा के लिए आप पढ़ते हो, आप ये प्रार्थना करते हो कि मैं पास हो जाऊं, लेकिन प्रभुपाद जी ऐसा प्रार्थना नहीं किया कि वो सक्सेसफुल कामयाब बने।
as you desire. Yeah, Kamya.
कामयाब इज सक्सेस.
Success.
जो आपकी इच्छा हो वो होना चाहिए, मेरी इच्छा नहीं होना चाहिए.
There's another story that I really liked that his Guru Maharaj Srila Bhaktisiddhanta was speaking to a group of disciples in his room about going to the West. And, he's speaking to his disciples and he's saying, this was the desire of my father, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. My mother asked me to fulfill his mission. Which one of you will go to the West? And he'd already brought some disciples back from London who were not very successful. So he's looking around the room and seeing who will go. And he called out this one young brahmachari who was very successful at what he was doing. I forget where he was preaching, but he was a young brahmachari, very successful. And he says, Narottamananda, what about you? Will you go to the West? And this young man actually started to cry. And he said, Guru Maharaj, I'm successful at what I'm doing. But I know if I go there, I will fall down. He was very sincere. And he said, I'm doing all right at what I'm doing, but if I try to go there, I will fall down. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was so merciful. He said, that's all right, don't worry. And then you know the story? He says, so here's Prabhupada's a householder, right? They're all sannyasis, and Prabhupada was a householder at that time. He's sitting in the corner in the back. And so Bhaktisiddhanta is saying, that's all right, don't worry, I will do. And so this young big brahmachari, big preacher, he's like, what? Who? Didn't even know who he was talking about. He said, don't worry, I will.
अबे चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की. तो भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर एक रूम में उनके शिष्यों के साथ बैठे थे जो सब सन्यासी थे. तो वो बोल रहे थे कि मेरे पिताजी का इच्छा है कि ये प्रचार हो, तो आप में से कोई पाश्चात्य देश जाएंगे. तो उनमें से खास करके नरोत्तमानंद करके उन्होंने पूछा कि आप जाओगे. तो वो बोला, वो रोने लगे. वो बोले, गुरु महाराज मैं इधर बहुत अच्छी तरीके से कर रहा हूँ, मैं उधर नहीं कर पाऊंगा. तो फिर वापस देख रहे थे, आपसे कोई जाएगा? तो फिर किसी ने जवाब नहीं दिया. कम मानस कम इनसे. तो फिर कि उन्होंने बोला कि आप में से कोई जाएगा. तो फिर सब लोग चुप थे. तो प्रभुपाद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर, कोई बात नहीं, आप ही चला जाएगा. तो सब लोग बोले कौन? क्योंकि वो सब सन्यासी थे और आप गृहस्थ थे.
So again, I want to leave time. You may have questions or thoughts. So I want to hear your reflections. But before I stop this part, I want to share my most favorite story of Prabhupada with you. So this one devotee was a new devotee, and he was doing the night. Prabhupada came to New Vrindavan in the U.S. in West Virginia, which was a farm community. And this young man had just been there a few days, and they gave him the service of being the night chokidar to guard the house where Prabhupada was staying for a few days.
ये न्यू वृंदावन वेस्ट वर्जीनिया में है. उधर एक भक्त को ये सेवा दिया गया था चौकीदारी का रात में, जहाँ पे प्रभुपाद जी रहते हैं.
So he wasn't a very important big leader or anything, right? And so he was guarding the house, and there was an attached garage, and it started to rain. So then he went into the garage and he was doing his service from inside there.
तो बारिश होने लगा. ये बहुत बड़ा सेवा नहीं था, बट वैसे भी ये बहुत बड़े भक्त थे. तो तभी बारिश हुआ तो गैराज के अंदर से वो ये सेवा कर रहे थे चौकीदारी का.
So then he turned around and he felt some presence behind him, and he turned around and there was Prabhupada standing right next to him.
तो उनको उधर लगा कोई तो पीछे है. तो फिर जब जैसे ये प्रभुपाद जी आते तो वो एक अलग ही महसूस होता है ना, तो उनको वो महसूस हो रहा था.
So he was so surprised, and he offered obeisances, and then he said, "Oh, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, is there any service I could do for you?" As any one of us would have said.
हाँ, तो उन्होंने प्रभुपाद जी को दंडवत प्रणाम किया और पूछा, प्रभुपाद जी कोई सेवा है मैं कर सकता हूँ?
And Prabhupada said, "Yes, you can go where I will not go." And he was so surprised.
तो उन्होंने बोला, हाँ आप वहां जा सकते हो जहां मैं नहीं जा सकता हूँ। तो वो आश्चर्यचकित हो गया।
Because he's thinking, Prabhupada, you go everywhere. You go to London and Paris and Germany and San Francisco and China and Russia. You go everywhere.
आप तो हर जगह जा रहे हो प्रभुपाद।
And so where is it? He said, where is it that you won't go?
कोई जगह है जहां आप नहीं जा रहे हो।
And this is the part that I want you to remember if you forget everything else that he said to me. Prabhupada said, go to the future.
आप भविष्य में जाइए।
And then he said, and by the way you treat the people there, they will know how much Krishna loves them.
जिस तरह आप उनसे बर्ताव करोगे तब उनको पता चलेगा कि भगवान कृष्ण उनसे कितना प्रेम करते हैं।
Isn't that beautiful?
ये सुंदर नहीं है?
So you're all the people of the future. How old are you? 13? People of the future.
तो ये जो लड़कियां हैं आप सब लोग भविष्य हो।
So somebody in your college or in your neighborhood might be wondering, what is this Krishna consciousness?
आपके जो मित्र है, फ्रेंड्स है, वो लोग सोचते होंगे ये कृष्ण भावनामृत क्या है?
But by the way you treat them, they will know how much Krishna loves them.
जिस तरह आप उनसे बर्ताव करोगे वो उनको समझ में आएगा कृष्ण भावनामृत क्या है।
That's a nice story to share, no?
ये सुंदर कहानी है ना?
So I want to ask if you have any questions or anything you'd like to bring up.
किसी को कुछ प्रश्न है और या किसी को कुछ बोलना है, नहीं तो हम गुरु महाराज का एक लीला सुनते हैं, ठीक है? You share
Also Krishna Maharaj. Yeah, so well, think if you have any questions, maybe something will come to your mind. But the story that she's referring to is so.
I have a question. Okay.
My question is that how should a woman dress according to the scriptures?
बहुत सुंदर प्रश्न है कि एक औरत को कैसे ड्रेस करना है शास्त्र के अनुसार।
Well, I think there's different contexts, and I think we make a mistake when we try to do things out of context. There might be one way that's proper to dress when you come to the temple. Maybe when you go to college, you might dress a little different. Ladies are a little bit reserved and not wearing wild, crazy clothes that just meant to agitate the brains of the men. So it's nice to dress in a chaste way. But always be wearing the same type of, you might wear one thing to someone's wedding and you might wear something else when you go to college. But I think Prabhupada's teachings are meant to be understood in context. I think we make a big mistake when we take Prabhupada's statements out of context.
तो माता जी बोले बेसिकली उस जगह के जैसा ड्रेस करो, लेकिन बेसिकली हम औरतों को ये कवर रहना चाहिए। बेसिक वही सेंस वही है।
Yeah, you just reminded me of another story that's not about women, but it's a nice story. So I think this is an important. Well, first I'll tell the story of Gopal Krishna Maharaj. So I came to Krishna consciousness in San Francisco, and I came to Montreal, Canada, with the group of devotees. They were on their way to London to open the London temple, and they came to get Prabhupada's blessings. You're starting at 7.
You can go till 7, and the ladies are already here.
Okay.
We'll just have the men sit in the back.
Yeah, that they might run out. But anyway, so I came with this group of 6 devotees and 1 baby, and they were on their way to London, and they were stopping in Montreal to get Prabhupada's blessings. So, I was just a brand new devotee. I got initiation there. And there was another brand new devotee there. His name was Gopal Krishna. And he was so sincere that, so we had our Sunday program. It started at noontime on Sunday. And he would come at least an hour early, maybe an hour and a half early. And there were paintings on the walls of the temple, all around the temple, and he was just chanting japa, going around from one painting to the next, and offering obeisances to each of the paintings, and chanting japa, and then he would go to the next one, and the next one, and he said once that if he felt like his mind wandered from his japa, then he would start that round over again. And he was just so sincere, such a beautiful memory.
गुरु महाराज के बारे में बता रहे कि जब गुरु महाराज 1 घंटे पहले दोपहर का प्रोग्राम के 1 घंटे पहले आ जाते थे और वहाँ पे जहाँ जितने भी भगवान के चित्र है हर एक के बाजू में जाके दंडवत प्रणाम करते थे और ये पूरा सिर्फ चित्रों का दंडवत प्रणाम करने के लिए 45 मिनट्स होता था गुरु महाराज को। और अगर वो जब जपा करते हैं तो अगर उनको लगता है कि उनका मन किधर चला गया तो उसको वापस उसको बंद करके नया माला चालू कर देते।
So nice. So that reminded me of another story, if I can share another story. So there's this one devotee, he became a devotee, became a brahmachari in London. He was, I think, the first devotee that came when they went to London, and he brought his father to meet Prabhupada.
एक नया भक्त था ब्रह्मचारी लंदन में, वो उनके पिताजी को प्रभुपाद जी से मिलने के लिए लेके आए थे।
And so his father came and spoke with Prabhupada. And then some years later, like I think it was about 7 years later, he was serving in the U.S. at this farm community, New Vrindavan.
7 सालों के बाद वो न्यू वृंदावन में सेवा कर रहे थे।
And he came to see Prabhupada, and Prabhupada asked him, "How is your father?"
इतने सालों के बाद प्रभुपाद जी उनको याद रखे थे। वो न्यू वृंदावन वेस्ट वर्जीनिया में उधर मिले थे और 7 साल के बाद अभी मिले तो पूछ रहे आपके पिताजी कैसे हैं?
It's so charming, isn't it? Prabhupada fondly remembered his father.
देखो कैसे उन्हें याद रखा।
And he said something that very typical of an ISKCON devotee. He said, "Oh, Prabhupada, my father is just a karmi working like an ass, wasting his life in the material world." You can imagine some devotee today saying something like that, right? My father is just a karmi working like an ass, wasting his life in the material world.
तो वो सबके जैसा वही बता रहे थे कि मेरे पिताजी गधे के जैसा काम कर रहे, एक कर्मी है करके।
And so Prabhupada said, and I think this is very important for all of us, Prabhupada said, "You should never speak about your father like that."
प्रभुपाद जी ने बोला आपके पिताजी के बारे में कभी ऐसा मत।
He said, "Your father is my friend. You should never speak about him like that."
उन्होंने बोला आपके पिताजी मेरे मित्र हैं, उनके बारे में कभी भी आप ऐसा मत बोलिए।
And so personally, I really think this word karmi, we should eliminate it from our vocabulary, because nobody knows what that means. We don't even know what it means when we're using it like that, and it's so derogatory, so painful to people. "Oh, you're just a karmi." We should never use that word.
हमारे दिमाग से ही ये जो शब्द है हमको निकालना चाहिए।
So then there's another part of this story that's very sweet. So he said, "Prabhupada, I heard that you said Nandanishwara was the most beautiful deity and your favorite deity. But now that I'm at New Vrindavan, I was thinking that maybe Vrindavan Chandra is the most beautiful deity, but I don't want to think something different from what you're thinking, Prabhupada. So which one is the most beautiful?"
तो उन्होंने पूछा लंदन में लंदनेश्वरा है और न्यू वृंदावन जो वेस्ट वर्जीनिया में वो वृंदावनेश्वरा है, तो फिर इन दोनों में से कौन ज्यादा सुंदर है, जो आपका क्या राय है?
So here's Prabhupada in New Vrindavan, right? And he's so diplomatic. He said, Vrindavan Chandra is city beauty. No, he said Londonishwara is city beauty, and Vrindavan Chandra is village beauty.
वो गांव का और शहर का वैसे कंपेयर करके प्रभुपाद जी ने बताया।
And then he said, and of the two, village beauty is higher.
हमेशा गांव के जो विग्रह है वो हमेशा और ज्यादा सुंदर है।
Before we turn this stadium over to the gentlemen, any questions?
No. It's not turned over to gentlemen, it's everybody.
Men and women. So we want all of you to stay, don't run away. But
Can you translate that?
या अभी इसके बाद एक सेशन है प्रभु जी का इसके लिए सब लोग रुक सकते हो। हम लोग बहुत भाग्यवान हैं कि दो प्रभुपाद जी के शिष्यों का हमको अवसर प्रदान हो रहा है संगत का, तो वो एक दिन चलेगा, घर का काम आगे पीछे कर सकते हैं, ठीक है। तो आप लोग थोड़ा रुकिए, नहीं सर ऐसा कभी वापस मौका नहीं मिलेगा। Yes, प्रभु जी।
We're going to talk about appreciating devotees more.
हाँ, तो प्रभु जी भक्तों को और ये किस तरह उनका गुणगान करना चाहिए, भक्तों का आदर करना चाहिए, इसके ऊपर प्रभु जी बहुत अच्छा इंटरैक्टिव सेमिनार अभी देंगे। एक काम कीजिए, आपके प्रभु जी को भी बुला लीजिए फोन करके कि अभी इधर आ जाइए करके, ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है।
If the ladies are not here, when the husbands look for their wives to appreciate them, they won't know who to talk to.
तो बोलते कि अगर आपके प्रभु जी घर पे रहेंगे तो फिर वो आपका गुणगान नहीं कर पाएंगे, तो इसके लिए उनको भी बुला लीजिए।
So I see you had your hand up. What was your question? Your feedback?
किसी को प्रश्न है?
Yes. Yes.
You can come here, किरण माता जी। और you can take this.
Hare Krishna, I am a neophyte here. I don't know much about it. But I don't know how to frame my question also. When we are new to Krishna consciousness and in that period of time, if you lose, if your Shiksha Guru is lost his body, then how do you get his association, or how do you feel his presence like? What should you do in that case?
Thank you. It's a very deep question, isn't it? Yeah. Thank you.
बहुत सुंदर प्रश्न है। वो पूछ रहे कि अगर हमारे शिक्षा गुरु उनका देना छोड़ देते हैं तो उनका संगत हम कैसे पा सकते हैं।
So if you read the Chaitanya Charitamrita, you see that at the end of every chapter, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Rupa Radhanath Pade, or you know, like, I forget, something like, I offer my respects to Rupa Radha. So Siksha Gurus can be many. So hear from many people, you know, listen to the talks of many people because the Siksha Gurus are many. The Diksha Guru may be one person, but according to, again, Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's no difference between the Siksha Guru and the Diksha Guru. So you may have many Siksha Gurus who you admire, like to listen to, and there's so many wonderful talks available on YouTube. So especially if you're new, listen to Prabhupada's talks, listen to so many great teachers, and you'll be enriched, you'll be like eating sweets from many sides. So that's what I would suggest. Hear from Prabhupada, but then hear from so many great teachers, and you'll be enriched.
चैतन्य चरितामृता में हर अध्याय के बाद कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी बोलते हैं रूपा गोस्वामी और इनका गोस्वामियों का शरण लेने के लिए। इसका तात्पर्य क्या है कि बहुत सारे शिक्षा गुरु रहेंगे, तो दीक्षा गुरु एक ही है, तो हम शिक्षा गुरु मतलब उनका कहने का तात्पर्य है कि जितने सारे शिक्षा गुरु से आप सुनेंगे तो हर जगह से आप सिर्फ कृष्ण भावनामृत के बारे में ही सुनेंगे, तो इस तरह आप बच जाएंगे।
Yeah, sometimes in this time we feel a pressure that, oh, you should be initiated, we've been coming for 2 weeks. But Prabhupada actually waited 11 years before he was initiated. So hear from Prabhupada, read Prabhupada. You know, my husband and I will always say, read Prabhupada Lilamrita, read the story of Prabhupada, and then you appreciate the sacrifice he made for all of us. But there's so many wonderful teachers, and you can be enriched by them. So it's not a rush. This is not a short sprint. It's a long distance run of a lifetime. So go deep in the philosophy and hear from many great teachers.
मेरे प्रभु जी सबको बोलते कि आप प्रभुपाद जी का लीलामृत पढ़िए। कभी कभी कोई बोलता है 2 हफ्ते से आप मंदिर आ रहे हो, अभी तक आपका दीक्षा हुआ नहीं है ऐसे, लेकिन प्रभुपाद जी 11 साल रुके थे। कहने का तात्पर्य कि हम प्रभुपाद जी का लीलामृत के अंदर हमको डूबना चाहिए।
Thank you. So I'm going to have to take your leave because I spent the entire day at Bhaktivedanta Hospital doing tests, and now I have to pack. So excuse me for leaving. we have an early flight tomorrow morning. So thank you so much for being here. It was a wonderful, great joy, and I feel so grateful to the association. Thank you.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप सबका। सवेरे 6 बजे मुझे निकलना है, तो मैं सबसे आपसे बहुत कृतज्ञ हूँ कि आप लोग आए। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और मेरा यही निवेदन है, आप लोग जितने हो सके प्लीज उठिए, प्रभु जी का सेशन कीजिए। और मैं सीरियसली बोल रही हूँ कि प्रभु जी को भी बुला लीजिए।